Okay, welcome to the Using AI Tools Basics. My name's Yuna, and unfortunately, my coworker Maricel cannot just join us today, so I'm doing it together. So I need your help. So if you see my screen, please just say yes in the chat box. So I will look for it if everything is okay. So if you see my screen, please say yes in the chat box. Thank you. It's great. Okay, let's start. So before we start, and then I give you some ground rule. So your audio is muted and your video is turned off. So you will only see the instructors' screens, but you can always use the chat box to ask the question. So at the end of the program, I will go over the chat box and answer all the questions. So I see that some of the hands are raised, but because your audio is muted, so you cannot say it. So if you have any question, please use the chat box, and then I will address all the questions at the end of the program. Okay, so looks everything okay? So let's start. So before we start, this is a disclaimer. The instructor is not an AI expert. So this program is for giving just the general basic understanding of the generative AI and few tips how to use those generative AI, mostly about the making of the good prompt. So this is our learning object. First, we'll talk about the very basics about what is AI, and then we'll focus on the generative AI. And then to use the generative AI, the prompt is important, and how to make an important prompt is called prompt engineering. So we'll talk about the prompt engineering and a few tips there, how to make a clear and specific prompt. And also this course is currently recording, and the recorded version will be uploaded in our YouTube channel, Plano Public Library YouTube channel. So you can just watch it later if you need just any the repeated version or need more information. So let's start from the what is AI. So definition of AI can be go deeper and deeper, but here we can just simply say AI is a smart machine that can do what humans does. So like a speech or the pattern recognition or the decision making or visual perception. So what usually human does. So if machine can do it, we call it AI. So since this AI can do those what human does, so we already use a lot of AI tools in our everyday life. So for example, like a digital assistant like Siri, Alexa, or the Google Assistant, and also lots of search engines like a Google or the Yahoo or the Bing. We've been using search engines and years, but now almost every search engine has an AI-empowered tool. So instead of giving just a list of the resources, if you search something in the search engine, like a search box, and usually AI gives an answer like what human answers, like a conversational tone. So of course, we have a social media, online shopping, streaming service, like on Netflix or the Spotify. They always recommend something for you. And then transportation, navigation, and also the fraud prevention, like a bank, or even the email spam filtering and customer service and more. So we are already using a lot of the AI tools in our everyday life. So here's the interesting result. According to the Gallup research, the article published last year, and then the researchers surveyed US adults, some thousand people, and then asked if they used any AI tools in the last 7 days. And only half of them said yes. And then the researchers changed the question and asked if they have used like a streaming service or the virtual assistant, like a Siri or the Alexa, navigation apps or weather forecasting app or social media, online shopping apps. Have you used them on the last 7 days? And then 99% of the US adults said yes. So what does that mean? Many people already uses AI-enabled product in daily life, but some of them do not know that without awareness. So here's the things. When we use some tools in the everyday life, but sometimes we don't even recognize we are using it, here's something we need to think about how we can use it responsibly, ethically. So ethical consideration in using AI is a hot topic now. So some of them is a responsible AI uses or the private risk consideration, copyright problem, dependency. So all these things are another big topic. But today we'll just mention this is important when we use the AI, that always think about the ethical consideration. So now let's focus on the generative AI. What is a generative AI? So generative AI is a type of AI system capable of generating text, images, or media, or even computer code. The computer code is one of the languages. So they are generate this text, image, or the media in response to prompts. So prompts means the instruction you give to AI. So AI created something response to your prompt. So popular example is a ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, and DALL-E. I believe that's an image creation. And there are many new those generative AI. So it's now very popular, and I'm sure that you already have been using this. So since this generative AI responds to the prompt, so how to make a prompt is important. So what generative AI can do is, of course, it can create content, but it also do the lots of the assistant job like summarization, translation, design, data analysis. So it's like when you use the generative AI tools, it's like you hired a lots of secretaries. So that is the role of AI currently. And of course, you have to be careful when you use the generative AI. Why? Because it related to the how generative AI works. Generative AI uses the machine learning technology called the large language model. So using this machine learning technology, that generative AI generate the most probable next words from the large data set. So its primary job is generate some text, not to verify the accuracy of the information, nor search engine. So generative AI is not the search engine. Also, it creates a very conversational information, but it does not verify every information because that's not its primary job. So sometimes generative AI present plausible but false outcome. So in short, it sometimes lies to you. So be careful for that. But if you know that and use well, and generative AI can be very efficient assistant or collaborator to you. So role of AI, the experts recommend that the role of AI as assistant and or collaborators. So especially when you do some brainstorming ideas or planning or need a feedback, these AI tools could be very useful. But also always consider that do not rely on the AI, solely rely on, meaning you can use these AI tools for brainstorming, planning, or feedback, or many more, but you are in the control. So you should not solely rely on the AI. So we'll see a few examples later. So now let's talk about the prompt. When we say that what generative AI is, we say that it's creating in response to the prompt. So what is a prompt? Prompt means that it's an instruction to give AI the context and detailed information to do the task. So that if you give a good and efficient prompt, and you will get a good output. And if you do not give a good prompt, and then you will not get a good output. So prompt is very important. And making a good prompt, people call it prompt engineering. So then how can we make an effective prompt? There are many tips, but we will talk about these 6 tips of making an effective prompt. So first, the instruction has to be very clear. And also, you can always give the detailed context. So more information to give the AI to do the task. And then providing examples is also useful. And the use of persona, meaning you can give a role to AI. So think or act in that role. That also gives lots of help. And also, if you need a very complicated output, and making a clear format of the output is also helpful. And finally, tone setting. So what types of the tone we will, because AI created just the conversational work or the speech or the letter or whatever form, what types of tone you used, that could be also the very good tips. So let's start about it one by one. This is the tips about the making a prompt. The first one, clear instruction. So people sometimes use this acronym, CLEAR. So prompt should be concise, logical, and explicit. Should be explicit. AI does not read your mind, so always give the explicit prompt. So the best tip is use the action verb, like do this, create, or the draw, give me example, something like that. Always use the clear action verb and provide the end goal, like give me an idea, or the draw the picture, something like draw the landscape picture, something like that. So always use the action verb and provide the end goal. And that will help the making the good output for you. And then adaptive means when you use these AI tools like a ChatGPT or Gemini, and then just one good prompt to make a wonderful output, it doesn't help for you often. So in most cases, you give the prompt, and then based on what AI answered, and then you can give another prompt. So it's giving the multiple times, each time adapt from the result. That's also very helpful. And the reflection, that is an important part because sometimes AI give you information not so accurate. So you need to always think about that reflectively and then verify if necessary. We'll see some example later. So this is about giving a clear instruction is first and foremost tips to make a good prompt. And secondly, you need a detailed context. So here's an example. Say the first prompt. I'm going to throw a birthday party for my 10-year-old son. Give me 10 birthday party ideas. So this is a usable prompt. It uses the action verb and give the end task. So what? The AI will give you a very broad that 10 birthday party ideas. But think about the next prompt. It's the same one, but the next prompt says, I'm going to throw a birthday party for my 10-year-old son. We will invite his friends. 6 or 7 children and their parents will come. And a few siblings may be there. My son likes outdoor activities and he had a pool party last year. I can have a party at home if the weather is not good and let them play inside, but I want to avoid video games. Give me 10 birthday party ideas. Use bullet points and include estimated cost. So this prompt has more information, the detailed context. So detailed context always give the more information, useful information. It doesn't mean just the more information always better result because the information needs to be useful to create the outcome. And also it uses some sort of format of output, say the use bullet points. So you can imagine what types of the answer the generative AI will give you. And here's something you need to think about, the reflective, that prompt. See, the include estimated cost. So AI generative AI will give you 10 birthday ideas in bullet point and include the estimated cost. So you can pick one considering your budget, but that's not always a good idea because price can be different from the many conditions like where you live. If you live big city or the rural area or the suburban area, the price could be different. And if it's seasonal items, the seasonal difference and many more. So you didn't give any information about that in this prompt. So what AI, generative AI will do is that it will use just the general price information and make an estimated cost. So it may not fit your situation. So this is the one when you get a result from that generative AI, you need always the reflectively thinking and then, if necessary, verify the information. So let's do the next tips. So here's the providing example tips. So let's see the prompt. I am looking for a job in the retail area. I have 12 years of experience and I worked as a store manager when I left to take care of my children. Now I wish to return to my career and I have a question. Some application form requires a letter of interest, another requires a cover letter, and others say that email inquiry is preferred. Can you provide example of different forms that are required with the job application? Provide an explanation about the different forms of job application material first, and give me examples of each form with the same contents. So here, this prompt has a detailed context for what this user wants, and also it includes the example because what this user wants is not the writing the job application form. He or she, let's say she wants that there's some sort of the application form like a cover letter or the letter of interest or the email inquiry. What's the difference and what that means? That's what she wants. So she gives these examples. So what the AI answered, surely the generative AI will include these three and others and give some example for that. So, and then also that this prompt says that about the format, the letter or the email inquiry, something like that. So this type, as you see, this prompt, when you use the generative AI, it's not just a simple one or two sentence. It's a paragraph and lots of sentence to give a detailed context. So this is an example of the providing example in the prompt. Okay, next tip. User persona. Sometimes you can give a role to generative AI. So let's see the prompt. I'm going to apply for the summer internship in the public library. I have my interview scheduled next week. You are the interviewer. Give me 3 interview questions. So here, the user gives the AI the role. You are the interviewer. And then AI will create interview question in the point of some librarian who's hiring summer intern. And then this is also the example of the using the adaptive multiple prompt, because let's suppose that the AI give the 3 interview question and then user give another prompt like, I will give my answers to your question. As an interviewer, create a rubric to grade interviewees and grade my answers based on the rubric. Give me your feedback, include what is good, what is not good, and how I can improve my answer. So it has a detailed context, but also it used a persona. So it put the AI in the role of the interviewer, librarian who's hiring summer intern. So in this case, you can practice interview and have some feedback from the general librarian's point of view. Of course, you can use this prompt and give the multiple prompt and add more information about the public library you are just applying. So that's up to you, but this user persona is also a very good tip to use that generative AI. So creating prompt. Okay, next one. Format of output. We already saw some example of the using that format of output to create the prompt, like use the bullet point, but or the use the letter form. But when you need some complicated forms as an output, and then this making the clear condition about what you want in the format of output is usually helpful to get a better result. So let's see the example. This is the example prompt. I am studying at the community college and I need to do a research project for History 101. My topic is about how technology saved lives during World War I. I read articles and books saying that advanced technology, such as automatic weapons, caused huge casualties during this war. But I did not find much information about advanced technology saved lives. The only thing I found is that Marie Curie organized the X-ray team to help surgery of wounded soldiers. Give me 3 different research outlines with this topic. Include the title, purpose of the study, and research method. Divide the outline into sections. Use bullet points. So in this prompt, detailed context gives a lot of the information. This user wanted that has a clear mind of the topics. So this user wanted to do research about that how that advanced technology saved the life. So this user first gave that some other example, like how it caused the casualty, but that this person is interested in doing the saved lives part. And then also give the example about Marie Curie. So detailed context has a lot of information, and then make it very clear about what format this a person wanted as an output. Wanted out research outline, and then include the title, purpose, and also method. And then it has to be divided into sections. So probably AI will create the outline for introduction section or the method section and something like that, and the use bullet points. So this is one example for the when you used AI and wanted a very complicated output form, and then making it clear in the prompt will help you get a better result. And then here's also the warning that we talk about the do not solely rely on the AI. So suppose you give this prompt and AI gave you the 3 very good looking outlines. So ABC, so you think that, oh, A is the better, so you just pick the A and use it. That's not a good move because you are in the control, so you can always use those 3 and then compare and revise and make it on your own. When you are in the control, the using these AI tools could be powerful tool, but please do not solely rely on this AI, the result. Like let AI create a resume and just apply it and then submit those resume to the job. That's not a good move in a way. Okay, let's talk about the last one, tone setting. So here's the prompt. You are a high school mock trial team member, and you are going to recruit new members. Compose 2 recruiting emails to send to fellow students. The first email is to get attention. It needs to be short, witty, humorous, and trendy. Include general information such as what the mock trial team does. The second email is for students who are interested. Include information about tryout date and time, how many new members are needed in a different role, expected time commitment, upcoming competition, and contact information. Writing in professional manner as lawyers write. So you see, this one uses also persona. So give the role to AI. You are the high school mock trial team member. And then of course, that the format, it wants the 2 emails as an output, but the user say that there are 2 different tone in each output, each email. The first one is more friendly. So it says that the short, witty, humorous, trendy, and just includes general information. And second one, the user wants it as a professional tone. So write it in a professional manner as lawyers write, and then include this information. So this is a tone setting when you ask the generate to do the job, and then when you wanted a specific tone, and you have to make it clear in the prompt also. So now we just checked 6 tips that to make an efficient prompt, and just showed a few examples. So this is a very general example and very general tips. And then I'd like to ask you to just at home, just practice this prompt. So making the prompt and these few tips, and use these tips and practice in your own generative AI. So when you practice, it will usually have a better result when you need it. And also, if you need to explore more or to learn more, and here's the additional resources. And the library, Plano Public Library has 2 databases, has a tons of courses like LinkedIn Learning and Udemy. They are databases that has lots of the learning courses, and you will find hundreds, even thousands courses about AI, all different levels and different topics and focuses. So you can access this LinkedIn Learning and Udemy through Plano Public Library website and using your library card, and then you can use it for free. So okay, so this is the just the simple tips we have, and let's check the chat if you have any question.
Currently, there is no questions.
Oh, Marissa, you are here. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's wait a few minutes to see if we have some
Yeah.
questions.
Okay. So it seems that we do not have. Do we have any other question? No?
Yes, we have one question.
Okay.
So Steve asked, can you please explain the difference between ChatGPT, Grok, Genesee, etc.? Which one is better for what?
Okay. So well, first one, I cannot ask that the answer the question which one is best. I cannot pick. But there are little difference in using the. That's what, as I said, I'm not an AI expert, so I cannot know that the real difference is there's the technological part or the advanced part. But I heard, and each generative AI that they're using, the commercially used, has a little bit different focus. So in my own just experience, I sometimes use the ChatGPT and Gemini or the Claude, but it is the when I use the Claude, and there is more the conversational things, and ChatGPT is more just the work related output. But that's just my personal one. What I wanted to say is there's a difference, but that difference does not affect for the everyday users, I believe. So I believe that you can use anything for that generative AI for your just a basic level everyday use. But if you'd like to know about the more technologically advanced term and what's the difference and what's the efficiency, and I think you'd better just ask for the expert or look for these advanced courses to find out. I hope that would answer.
We have another question. Oh, he says thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so, oh, that seems the Q&A also have something. Could you check?
Yes, those were the question on the Q&A.
Okay,
Yeah. In the
so,
chat, I just put the links for LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, and for the Plano Public Library website.
okay, thank you. So you
Mhm.
can use it, and when you use from the library, it's all free. So please use them and learn more. Okay, and then I believe that's all for us today. So thank you for coming, and please practice more and use those generative AI on your purpose and use well. Thank you.